middle of the week for them. It's like how we've been living for the past couple of years. Like, what day is it again? Work from home life. So funny. Okay, guys. So today we are going to talk about the current situation in relation to marketing, how we predict, along with many other top marketers and economists out there right now, how marketing can really be strengthening your message and connecting you with an audience that needs solutions and needs your help. And so it's about shifting that marketing, because you can't really market the same way you've been marketing because the world isn't the same. And so we want to talk about, some strategies that you can start doing, also some mind shifts that you can start to incorporate in your day that is going to help you really show up and serve your audience. So we're excited to dive into these tips with you guys, and also give you some of our personal results that we've been seeing because of showing up and really making sure that we serve our audience. So yeah, we're excited to be here with you guys today.
Heck yes. I think we're kind of on to week 3 now of being in a transitory state of adapting to a new normal. And I think it's a word that came up on a team call I did last week. And literally, I think that should be one of the key words for 2020 is adaptability. Your ability to adapt and evolve through challenging times is what will make you show up completely different in your life, your business, your relationships, is your ability to adapt. So if we're so stuck in that one way of being and we're not willing to change and adapt, we're always going to be kind of 2 steps behind everybody else. So getting with the times, like even for kids, like for parents, adapting to homeschooling. For children, adapting to e-learning. For people that can still work from home, adapting now to working from home. When your boss maybe isn't in the office with you, but you're still at home and have to do work, but then your kids are screaming and then the fridge is right next to you and you're hungry and you want a snack, and then, balancing and adapting to a completely new normal. But it's important to embrace it. We can't resist this. We are not in a place of privilege to resist what's happening. This is something that oddly, in a way, is binding everybody together. Because it's worldwide, we're all experiencing this on a variety of varying levels, but it's something that has, for the first time in a very long time, has actually connected people in a completely different way, because we all understand what each other is going through. We're all experiencing this, and we all have our emotions towards it, feelings towards it, but really it's looking at it and embracing it for what it is, instead of trying to resist what's happening and carry on in a routine that maybe can't be that way anymore. And looking at this, instead of just surviving a pandemic, it's how do I thrive in this time? Mm-hmm. So shifting from surviving to thriving, because beautiful things can come from this. And again, it's your mindset, because your thoughts become your reality. You are in control of this. I'm not in control of this, what's happening out here, but I am certainly in control of this, what's happening in here, and how I react to things, how I show up for myself physically and mentally, and how I show up for my business and my team and my community, my friends, my family. How do you become a beacon of light versus maybe a cloud of darkness? So it's shifting your own mindset, and that can take some energy and some effort to get to that place. But we want to help you. A lot of the people that are within our leadership group here have their own businesses or are wanting to step into having their own businesses. So it's a really opportune time to transition maybe your messaging, maybe your services. How can I maybe provide some freebies for my following? So maybe downplaying some of your income to then provide some free value. This is the time that, yes, lots of people are like, oh my God, my income. But how can I look at it now to say, well, I want to create something. This is a recognition point to go, maybe I'm not in the same financial position that I was with my job, but I don't want to ever be in this position again. And I'll say this now and I'll say it again for the rest of my days, but multiple revenue streams. The more that you can create multiple revenue streams, the less impact that a recession will ever have on your life, or a pandemic, or a crisis, or one falls off, you still got another falls off, you got another. I think having at least a minimum of 3+ revenue streams is really valuable. And whether that means taking your own business and expanding your services, contracting yourself out, if you want to do an MLM, network marketing, direct sales, education, affiliate marketing. Carly and I, both outside of Ambition Babes, we are both affiliates for an education platform. And both of us have seen really high levels of success just recently from people that want that education. So for us, our business is doing really well because we have that opportunity to have another platform, another revenue stream that we work with, that we can offer people another service, another way to make a revenue. So then right now, you're planting the seed.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather be planting a seed now than never plant the seed at all. So that in 6 months, when it's blossoming and flowering, or a year from now, or 2 years from now, you're so much better prepared in your life, and you're going to be so thankful that you started in one of the worst time points, but it's honestly one of the best, because now you have the ability to create future income for yourself that maybe you wouldn't have even thought of. Prior to me starting Ambition Babes, starting into affiliate marketing, I was a dental hygienist. I never thought about multiple revenue streams because I had a great revenue stream. I was like, yeah, I make good money. I've got a great job. Like, life is great. Like, why would I have thought anything beyond that bubble that I was kind of taught in convention? Like, go to school, get a job, work really hard. Like, I lived in that. And once my job ended, in an instant, that was gone 2 years ago. I had my own personal economic crisis while everyone was living their lives and going on. Where was I? No support, nowhere to turn, not sure what to do. It was like my own little midlife crisis of like, holy shit, what do I do with my life now? And looking at how heavily I depended on that one stream of income. And once that was eliminated, it was like, holy shit, what do I do now? And it was such a great and powerful lesson because it taught me so much resilience, and it taught me to be adaptable. It taught me how to find other revenue sources, how to be open to different opportunities, how to look for things, how to see what aligned for me, getting into entrepreneurship. It's not overnight success. If someone tells you that, they're lying. But at least I was willing to invest in myself at literally the worst point in my life financially, and a bit mentally and emotionally. But at one of the worst times in my life, I invested in myself. And then from that, I was able to reap rewards for years. So that's why 2.5 years later, I'm still sitting here comfortably at home, not panicking, not freaking out. I'm so thankful that I took that time 2 years ago to look at something. And that's why that message from me will always be like, I know your job might seem amazing. Find another revenue source. I know that this is awesome, but find another revenue source. If you can create more pockets of wealth for yourself, that's how you learn to thrive through any experience, any trying times. Again, if one is kind of iffy, you have another, and if like you just have so many more opportunities for yourself. And in recessions or downturns, that's when people come out, like at the end of it, like entrepreneurs, businesses are built. People get so creative with their mindset. They're like, okay, what can I do? How can I shift this? My messaging, my business. I'm going to leverage a new skill set, start this, plant that seed. And you get yourself so prepared so that, say we never have another pandemic or crisis or recession, whatever, at least now you've got like 5 new revenue sources and your life just took an extreme up level versus staying exactly where it was.
Yeah, love all that. So good. So in the comments, you guys, let us know if you currently have, an online business, if you are at home working maybe you're have a regular 9 to 5, but maybe you're now working. Let us know if you're still working. Just give us an idea of kind of where you're showing up right now. So if you're watching the replay of this as well, please let us know. We'd love to kind of see where you guys are at in life right now, because as Ali said, it's so important to still be showing up. That is key. So no matter what is going on, if you're wanting to be successful, the idea of like never giving up, it still includes never giving up during, a pandemic. And actually, if you take a look at history and you see other kinds of, like big world events, big economic downturns, that is when entrepreneurs actually had the most growth. More entrepreneurs are created and developed during an economic downturn than in regular time, because everyone is looking for solutions. Everyone is having problems and wanting to reinvent themselves and needing support. And entrepreneurs are basically professional problem solvers. If you're an entrepreneur, you are helping people solve a problem. Okay? So think about how you help people. What problems are you solving? And create your messaging around that. How can you help people right now? Maybe you sell, let's say, a weight loss product, or you're in health and fitness right now. People don't so much care about getting a beach body, bikini body for the summer, because we may not, who knows what the hell's going to happen, right? So you may need to shift up your messaging. You still help people get healthy and feel confident. So you may shift up your messaging. Instead of saying, get sexy abs for this summer, feel confident on the beach, it might be something like, having, sluggish days at home and feeling overwhelmed by, your fridge constantly staring at you, making you come get a snack or something. Like, I want to help you, build confidence in yourself to be able to get through the day feeling accomplished, feeling healthy, and nourishing your body, whatever. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You really want to shift up your messaging so that you're still solving a problem for people, but it's relevant for where they're at right now. Or maybe you offer a product or a service and you've never considered having a payment plan. You've never wanted to add additional value to it because it was priced perfectly at the moment in time. We're in a very different state right now. And so you might want to consider offering a payment plan or offering an extra bonus that you wouldn't normally have thrown in, but you want the offer to be irresistible and you want people to take action because you know it's going to help them where they're at right now. But people aren't in that mindset of wanting to purchase anything extra, even if it's really good for them. So you really have to convey the value and switch up your messaging to why it's so important that they join you or purchase your product or whatever it is. If you've got a launch planned for something, maybe a course or, something that you have going on, definitely take a look at how are you launching that? What do your email follow-ups look like? What do your advertisements look like? Is it reflecting what's going on? You cannot pretend like nothing is happening and post as though everything's good in the world. It doesn't mean you have to talk about the pandemic every day, but you have to acknowledge people's feelings during this time and you have to be empathetic. And that means addressing those issues and concerns and thoughts that people have in your posts, in your email follow-up, and letting people know that you're there, that you care. And sometimes people are going to react differently because everyone is dealing with these emotions and these thoughts and the fears. They're dealing with them all differently. And so really putting yourself in their shoes on how they're dealing with things and making content that reflects that. How can you give people like step-by-step strategies or simple things that they can start implementing into their life that's relevant to what the products and services that you provide, but giving people something to distract themselves from what's going on, giving them concrete information and steps and different things that's going to help them get through the day, because you're a problem solver and these people have a lot of problems, right? They're needing that pick-me-up, and you've got that. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get paid for it. But as Ali said, you're planting the seed. You're someone that they can trust. And when it does come down to the time when you're ready to offer up a product, they'll be that much more likely to invest in what you have. And right now, you guys, with everything online, Facebook advertising costs, all advertising costs really, have gone way down, which means that you still pay like $5 a day maybe to put an ad, but you're going to reach so many more people. So that means your $5 is spread out a lot more, which is really great. Both Ali and I have seen, and many other marketers have seen, an increase in the number of leads that we're getting. Because if you can think about it, a lot of people are at home. So they may not necessarily convert to customers right now, but if you can build that base and that connection and that trust through your posts, your videos, your email follow-ups, your go lives, any of those kinds of things, your free content, everything that you're giving and serving, they're going to be like, wow, this girl showed up. look at her, look how amazing she is. She got me through my tough day. You know, those kinds of things matter to people. And so when you do come out with your course or your service or whatever, they're going to be the first to be like, you know what? I like her. She helped me and I'm going to help her, and she's going to help me even more because now I'm going to be paying for her service. I just got a whole bunch of free stuff. Imagine what I'm going to get when I actually put some money behind it. So that's really how you're going to need to show up right now. And it's not even like you're putting in all of this energy for nothing, because even if you're helping just one person, that's amazing to know that you're being a leader during this time. You're showing up. And even if you don't make a single dollar, I mean, we truly believe that in the long term, it will 100% pay off. The people that are taking a break right now, bye bye to your business. Do you think you can just pop back in 4 months from now and it'll be as though you never left? No. Your page algorithm will have gone down. People have lost trust in you. Oh, if she can't weather the storm, why should she expect me to? I'm going to go follow someone else. And when it comes time to spend my money somewhere, I'm going to invest with them. You cannot take a break. If you're serious about growing, a business for yourself and generating an income, you have to be consistent, and you actually have to show up more now than you did before, because people need you more right now. And that's your job, is to show up as a servant leader. And people that do that will absolutely feel the positive benefits that are coming back, circling around. We're not asking you to drive yourself into the ground here. But when you make an impact on one life, that energy that ripples back to you and what you're able to attract into your life is amazing. And we've seen it firsthand. So absolutely show up and just know the online space is only going to be exploding right now. So if you are at home and you do any kind of marketing, like over the next little bit, it's going to be very exciting for a lot of people. That, like Ali said, there's a lot of positives coming out of this. We may not be able to see them right now, but it's going to be happening. And we just have to be optimistic and, again, thrive instead of just learning to survive in this, right?
And it's really cool to see, different businesses. Like, even for me, like my gym that I go to, we're like a small little community gym. We're not a franchise, just something local. And now they're transitioning to social media, where they've never had to play that game before, but now they do, and how to upload workouts and do live trainings, like all of those things where it's like, come work out with us, and lending out their gym equipment so then we can have equipment at home and be able to do, like, adapting to the times versus resisting it and going like, well, we can't do anything and now we can't serve and now everyone refunded their memberships. I'm still paying my gym membership because I want that business to be alive and well when we can go back to the gym. Like, I want to still be able to support the people that have supported me, and then now I can follow my workouts online at home. Business coaching, mindset, money, finances, health, wellness. There's so many ways to transition into the online space. People that are having Zoom meetings at home. My girlfriend was like, I might need a Zoom tutorial. I was like, oh my God, Zoom is like, I'm like, I use it every single day. To me, it's so easy. For someone else, they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. So sometimes even recognizing just how gifted you are in your skill sets and how you can serve other people. Carly and I, yes, offering free home workouts for my group. It is so amazing. And you're doing that from a servant leader. We talk about this all the time. We don't lead up here and we just bark orders at people like, do this and do that. We lead up from the crowd with you guys. We want to be united together. But how would I want someone to lead me? Is exactly how I would want to lead others. You'll emulate your own leadership style. But if you can come from a place of serving, of how can I give versus how can I receive? I want to make money and how can I, it's like, I want to help other people. Because when you have that mindset and you want to help people, they can't help themselves, but then to want to be with you. If they follow that free workout group that you've got going on, and they're like, man, this is just like value, value, value. And then in 2 months' time, you transition that into like a membership now, where it's like, okay, we're going to really take this to the next level. We want to add in nutrition and this and that and the other thing. And this is going to become now like a $9.99 site where we're all paying $10 a month to keep this going. People understand that. They're like, of course, like, you've given me so much. I want to give to you. I love my gym. When they sent the email, like, you guys can cancel your memberships or you can keep it and, get your gym equipment lent out, or you can get access to the home workouts. I was like, I'm still going to pay because I feel so connected to that and I support them and how much they want to give back to their community and their members. No part of me was like, I'm refunding. I'm like, I'm with you because of that relationship, that building, that support, that connection. If someone is in a take state, it's like, no thanks. If all you can think about is how can I line my pockets with money, you are not going to connect to anybody. People are not attracted to that kind of person where you're trying to leverage or capitalize on situations. It's not a good vibe. And for me, even in terms of content creation and consumption, I don't want to consume content that's like that. That it's constantly selling, constantly asking, constantly just trying to take from the user. It's like, what are you doing for me? That's what people will ask, is what are you doing for me? If you want to win business, you better be showing up at a higher capacity that's coming from a servant heart, because that energy, that what you're giving out, that will come back to you tenfold in a monetary amount. So that when you do have a course, when you do have a platform, when you do have a membership site, however you might adapt your services, you've now created a following, you've created connection, know, like, and trust. That's what you want to do. And I want to consume content that is like powerful, inspiring, uplifting. I don't want the doom and gloom. I don't. I know what, if I want to turn it on the news, I certainly could, but that's not what I'm craving. And we're all highly aware of what's happening. But again, I can't control out here, but I can control here. And I can control what I consume. Yeah. So I'm not following people that are fear mongering, that are panic spreading, that are conspiracy spreading. None of that content serves me. And it also reflects on those people more than it does on me. And it makes you look at them in a different light to go, wow, I thought you were this boss babe. And now here you're talking about like all of this monster madness. And I'm like, ooh, like, and it shows another side to people that you maybe, because that's really when you really see people is you put them under pressure. Mm-hmm. It's like, how do you respond when you are feeling the heat and you're like, oh my God. And is it, do I run away? Do I totally blow up? Do I put my head in the sand? Do I get on the chuck wagon with everyone with their torches? Or am I still me? Am I still me, but just in another capacity? And again, being adaptable in my services, in my offerings, in the content that I can create, and how I can show up for other people, that feels a lot better. That feels a lot more authentic. We talk about having an authentic message. And it's just, how can I serve other people? How can I, share some joy? Carly always has these amazing, funny videos that she posts. She still wants to bring humor into people's lives. We shouldn't not laugh for 3 months. We shouldn't not still be able to enjoy our lives. We shouldn't feel guilty for being able to offer services to people. That's a gift. And people are searching for that. They want community. They want connection. Being able to feel like they're still a part of something, because maybe a lot of people feel really alone right now. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to contribute to someone's negative feelings. I want to uplift them and bring them into a more positive place. And that's just shifting your branding message, shifting your content a little bit more to show up in a capacity that's a bit more elevated. If you have something that's been a paid service before, maybe now you're offering it in a free capacity. If you were doing coaching consultations, maybe now you're offering, a 30-minute or a 15-minute consultation for people, just so then they have that opportunity to chat and connect. And maybe those 15 or 30 minutes with you will completely change how they can adapt their business. And maybe before that was a $100 call, well, maybe now it's not. But that's okay, because I guarantee when that person shifts their business and their messaging and then starts to create income, they're going to come back to you.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing, is you're planting seeds. So maybe you don't get to reap the rewards immediately, but who does? Yep. That's not entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship and stepping into something on your own is not planting the seed and eating the fruit the same day.
Yep.
That doesn't happen. It's planting the seed, watering it, nurturing it, putting in the fertilizer, getting the sun, and then you're creating something that's got deep, long-lasting roots, so you become completely unshakable. That's how you weather a storm, is you plant your roots so deeply in something, you invest in it emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, so that right now, 2 years later, Carly and I aren't shaking in our boots. We are not unwavering in our message. We're not over here spreading panic or fear or concern. We're excited. We're happy. We want to help. How can we serve others? We want to show up for you guys in our highest capacity. If anyone out there is struggling or not sure what to do, we're here for you. We have solutions too. Like we want to be able to adapt and grow with you guys, but it's really sometimes it's just a little bit of a mental check-in, like a bit of a reset every day. Because really it can come in these waves where some days I'm like, I feel amazing, and then the next day I'm like, I don't feel great today.
Oh yeah.
I miss my friends. I miss my routines. I miss winners. How's it doing without me? Are you okay? You know, you just miss things. Like we have travel plans that got canceled and you had a girls trip that you can't go on. And, you know, you can start to spiral on all the things that you don't have. And I have to take a step and be like, wow, I am so grateful that I am alive, that I'm healthy, that I have a roof over my head, that I have an internet connection, that I have a business that's running, multiple businesses that are running. And it's like a gratitude check-in in your day to just go, I am so grateful for everything that I do have, and I'm going to be okay. And maybe someone is struggling in their day, so I want to create content that could serve someone. And it's not painting this like amazing picture. My life's so perfect. It's like, I struggle too. I know exactly what it feels like. I experienced this 2 years ago when I lost my job. I know exactly what it feels like to have the rug ripped out from underneath you, to go from working one day to the next. It's like, you can't go to work, to experiencing a complete internal crisis overload of like, oh my God, I've got bills to pay. What am I going to do? To shifting my mindset, to connecting into a new community, stepping into entrepreneurship. I know what it feels like. But staying congruent in your messaging and showing up in a higher capacity and aligning yourself with people that do the same. Because if you're yourself in a group or around people or on social media and those people want to drain that energy, cut them out. Nobody wants an emotional vampire. Limit your time on the news. If you watch the news, limit it. If you want to do the 20 minutes a day to educate yourself in the day, make sure it's from an educated source. And then that's it for the day. Because it's not going to serve you for the rest of your day if you're constantly in that state. And shift your energy into, how can I show up? How can I evolve? How can I adapt? Listen to podcasts. I listened to an excellent podcast this morning from Chris Harder. I love him. He has had a podcast, For the Love of Money. He's so great. And he talks about how to recession-proof your life and your business, because him and Lori went through a big recession and how they leveraged out of that and to build multiple revenue streams. He says that all the time. Build multiple revenue streams. And you are your best revenue source because you can become your own ATM. Like, I'm going to have a knitting channel because I'm really good at knitting. Then I'm going to have a sewing channel because I'm really good at sewing. Then I'm going to have a baking channel because I'm really good at baking. And I get to control the dial on each of those channels. I can decide if I'm going to write a cookbook, monetize it. I can decide if I'm going to develop fabric plans for people if they want to sew their own blankets. I can develop fabric, monetize it. I can also monetize my baking channel by having this or that, whatever. You can decide with your own skill set. And we forget how extremely valuable we are. My mom is a weaver. She loves weaving. She pays $100 a month to a membership site just to watch a woman like warp like blankets. And she's like, oh, it's so great. That woman pre-records 12 months. She releases her recording each month, and then she makes $1,200 off 12 pre-recordings, off weaving, off
one person.
One person. And my mom loves it. She's like, oh, she's so great. I'm like, it's just a pre-recorded video. So sometimes it's about thinking about, how can I monetize myself? How can I develop a business around skills that I'm good at? Or how can I tap into education or different platforms? Again, network marketing, MLMs, direct sales, whatever it might be. Forex is really big right now, trading, if you're interested in that, like all the different things. There's a bazillion businesses out there. Educate yourself, look for opportunities, watch things. Like I say this all the time, like get educated, because that's how you then arm your tool belt with resources of like, okay, like this really sparks a passion. Now I know how to elevate that. Then I can add this. Like, it's so cool when you can get into like a strategist mindset and solution forward. You're like, okay, you get into it. And then you're like, sick. Like, I started this now. Then I started making money in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. You'll look back on this a year from now and look at this as the best thing that ever happened to you, because it forced you to change. It forced you to shift your mindset. It forced you to look at your life in a completely different way. And you're like, damn, maybe I haven't been showing up in my highest capacity. Maybe I have just been kind of sitting on autopilot at my job and like, life's okay. Maybe now you're at home with your kids and you're loving it. When I was off work, I was like, wow, this is really nice. It's nice to not get up and go to work every day. It's calm here. There's no stress here. there's no people here. I feel really good here. That's what prompted me to go, how can I make this life happen more for me? Because I like this life. It's so calm, it's so peaceful. And I felt my mental and emotional energy change so much being at home. It was like, how can I create this for life? And that's exactly what I did. And it's exactly what anyone else can do when you change your brain from surviving and just like every day, what do I do, to thriving and going, let's plant some seeds, let's look at some stuff, let's really get into it. You just start to strategize your life in a completely different way.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you touched on multiple streams of income because, some things just start off super slow. Like I just recently started a YouTube channel and I have been loving creating meditations. And I feel like right now a lot of people need to de-stress. And so I have just been uploading consistent YouTube meditations that I've been creating. And it's so fulfilling. I know that it's not going to take off overnight. It's probably going to take actually probably a couple of years for a YouTube channel to blow up. But I'm starting it now and getting a following that really need it, right? And I'm already successful in a lot of other areas, so I wouldn't need to do this, but I want to do this and I want to have another stream because YouTube, for example, once you build a big following, you can start monetizing it and it basically works on its own, generating really great income. So I'm like, woohoo, let's build that right now. Even if it didn't take off for 10 years, it'd be worth it, right? So lots of different ways to be successful. And I just wanted to say, if you are, say, a brick and mortar business that got shut down, really put your thinking cap on how you can still generate an income. So for the gym example that Ali gave, renting out their equipment, doing home workouts, that kind of thing. There's a restaurant in town that is they're doing regular takeout, but instead of just one meals, they're actually providing meals like for the week. So they provide you with a whole bunch of frozen meals. You pay to have them all dropped off at the beginning of the week and they deliver them to you. Like this is not a service that they normally provide, but it's kind of like the Hello Fresh of like food already prepared for you for the entire week for your full family. Like that's a really ingenious idea that they're doing. Plus they've got like this whole marketing thing behind it. Like you can donate a meal to a healthcare hero or to a homeless shelter. So I actually purchased some meals to have donated because I'm like, I like cooking, so it wouldn't be for me, but I wanted to support the restaurant, and I wanted to support, other people that maybe wouldn't have time to be making meals right now. And so there's so many different ways. I saw that email. I was like, how ingenious this gal who's also a successful entrepreneur, but she's stressing right now with her business being shut down. But instead of letting the defeat come over her, she got her thinking cap on and did something out of the box. So don't think that everything is over. There's so many different ways that you can earn an income and potentially monetize things online, even though you're normally a brick and mortar, place. So just don't give up and just do some brainstorming, put on your thinking cap, talk to other people, maybe talk to people in the online marketing space because they always have really good ideas. Like every time I see a business, I'm like, oh, they could do this, they could do that. Oh, this would be so fun. Like my brain just works differently when it comes to businesses and marketing and how to be, successful and growing a following. So I would definitely recommend that if you are brick and mortar and feeling the heat, there could be ways that you could be earning an income. So another thing I also wanted to quickly touch on is your content creation. And, we really don't want to just be posting for posting's sake right now. It may feel like you need to do that because it's like, hey, we'll show up every day. It's like, okay, well, maybe I'll just throw a quote out here today. And you know what? Quotes are great. They always get a ton of shares, it seems, and people love to just be inspired by really good, feel good quotes. But not a lot can be implemented from that. So a common thing that Ali and I will do is we'll actually research different articles and then we'll create a post about it. So maybe we get our assistant often, we'll find different articles on confidence or leadership or different strategies, and we'll give it to our assistant. And then she'll actually create a little infographic based on, maybe the top 10 strategies for effective communication or something like that, right? And or maybe we will do a go live based on the article that we read or whatever, right? So I would say definitely take this time to be producing really good content that's shareable, content that evokes some sort of action from the person, not that just makes people feel good. Like that's obviously great, and you want to intertwine some inspiration within your messaging. but you really want there to be some sort of call to action so that they are doing something. And when I say call to action, I don't mean call to purchase, like, oh, message me for more info or do this. It's like, click on this link and get a free download to whatever, or follow these 5 steps to have a more productive day or whatever, right? That's something that the person has to do, has to get out of that negative mindset that they might be sitting, listening, feeling in. Just wait, bud. Okay, bud. And you have to be willing to take extra time to create this type of good content. It's not easy creating this type of content. It does take more time, but it is going to be so much more meaningful and give you so many more engaged people that are coming back for your content because they're like, oh, she doesn't just post great quotes that I can find on Pinterest. She actually posts stuff that helps me get through my day and makes me a better person, gets me engaged. So really be taking the time to put some extra effort into your content. If you're going to do a go live, maybe pre-write out some notes that you want to cover that's fact-based around, some sort of steps or information that's going to help them. Don't just pop on to be like, blah, 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 right? How can people take action from what you're telling them?
I love it. We've been on for a while, so we'll definitely wrap this up, guys. We love and appreciate you guys for being here with us. If you are catching the replay, we definitely want to support other people, especially everyone in small business. If you do have a business yourself or a service or something that you're offering, like how free workouts in a group, or if you've got a freebie of any kind that you can share with our audience, I think is such a powerful way to build and create connection. And we also want to support everyone too. So if you do have anything that you're able to share, please, by all means, do. And if you are struggling or searching for something, you can always reach out to us. You can reach us probably on our Facebook page at Ambition Babes. We would love to connect and chat with you guys too. If you want to talk strategies, Carly and I are here for you as well. Just know that you're never alone, and always just find communities where you feel connected, where you feel supported, where you feel aligned. I think that is so important, especially if you're starting to feel like you're wavering in your mindset, you're just not sure, you kind of feel like you're spinning a bit, finding the people that keep you grounded, that keep you inspired, that help you show up. Those are the people that you want to follow. Those are that's content that you want to consume. If you're even able now to, take in some free courses or look at different e-learnings, different ways to kind of maximize your own skill sets, just to get into a different way of thinking so you can really start to feel like you're thriving during this time versus just surviving.
Amazing. Okay, guys, we'll have an amazing rest of your day. And we also have some fun, exciting things planned for our Instagram. So be staying tuned. We're going to be doing some takeovers with some other accounts. We really want to expose you to other amazing people doing awesome things. And so we'll be posting about that in the next coming days. So yeah, have an amazing day and we'll talk to you later.